Okay, for the last time, I think I'm hearing it from this side. This side, let me hear you. Are we ready? Are we ready to learn something today? Okay, kindly let's all keep quiet and pay critical attention. So I would like to address the chairperson for this program, but before that, the accounts normally say, right? It means that in whatever that we want to do, we have to acknowledge the Almighty God first. And so without much ado, I would like to invite Mr. Gayhat to give us the opening prayer to commence the ceremony.
Please, can we humbly be on our feet even as we are praying? And so, Father, we thank you, bless your name for this opportunity. We pray that even as we have come together such as like this, we pray committing the program into your hands, that you come and take absolute control. Father, in the end, let destinies be shaped, then lives bring glory to your name. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Okay, let's kindly take our seats. And so to the chairperson, heads of school present, teachers, fellow students, management of Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation, and ladies and gentlemen here, I'm elated to be accorded this singular honor actually to stand before you as your moderator for this program. The program is dubbed My Manifesto. And so we sing My Manifesto, we respond, my voice matters, but my action makes the difference. Can we do that? So when I say my manifesto, you say my voice matters, but my action makes the difference. Are we ready? My manifesto. For the last time. My manifesto. Wow, let's give it up to ourselves. You're so good. And so before we start, I would like to acknowledge certain people right here. We have with us our Assistant Head Mistress Domestic, Mrs. Margaret from Poma Andrews. Thank you so much, Ma, for blessing us with your presence. And so we would want to have an official speech from our chairperson, who is Mrs. Margaret from Poma Andrews.
Thank you, Madam MC. I would like to climb up there and use it. And whilst I climb up, please, those students at the back, I would entreat you to kindly go upstairs so that you don't stand for a long period. The students at the back, if you could climb upstairs, if you have no chairs, that would help save the situation and make their videography also excellent. So kindly go upstairs, those standing at the back. Thank you. Distinguished invited guests, respected teachers, non-teaching staff, students, our special guest from Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation. Good afternoon and welcome to you all. It is with great honor and joy that I stand before you today as the chairperson of this important program, Session 1.2 of my Manifesto outreach, set right here on the grounds of Jachie Pramso Senior High School. This is not just another gathering, it is a platform, one designed to awaken something deeper in our students, the spirit of leadership, critical thinking, and national responsibility. We live in times where young people are often underestimated, boxed in by stereotypes and told to wait their turn. But here at Jachie Pramso, we believe otherwise. We believe the youth are not just the hope of tomorrow, they are the cause of today. That is why today's outreach is so important. It gives our students not just a message, but a mission. It challenges them not just to listen, but to act, to rise, and to own the future they dream of. We are privileged to welcome a voice from among the youth, fellow Ghanaian who shares our passion for transformation and excellence. Through this foundation, he is carrying a message that echoes what we try to instill here every day. Character, courage, and competence are the true marks of a leader. I am proud of the mind seated before us today. And I hope that what is shared during this session will not simply end here, but will live in your voices, your values, and your sense of responsibility as students of this noble school and as citizens of Ghana. Let us listen with open minds, let us engage with open hearts, and above all, let us leave the space with a renewed sense of purpose. On this note, it is my privilege to officially declare this my Manifesto outreach program open. Thank you. you and welcome to you all.
Let's keep doing it. Let's keep laughing for her so she sits down. Okay. Are we ready? I've been saying, are you ready? Are you ready? Someone asked, what is coming? Something great is coming. You know, today perceptions, how a certain topic in our various communities might change a bit as we have great panelists on board coming to speak to us on pertinent matters. And so we have a very short presentation. Well, I would like to ask who amongst us want to be a leader? Who wants to be a leader? Who wants to be a leader? Okay. So we have a majority here wanting to be a leader. And so I'd like to invite somebody who is part of us, he is one of our panelists actually, to come and give a presentation on, as I said earlier, one of the pertinent matters in our various societies. And so let's give it up for Mr. Malek Vecheton. Welcome, sir.
Hello. Thank you all once again, most especially to the staff of the school. Our best regards to Madam Margaret and for giving us this opportunity. And today I would also like to appreciate the leaders of Afri-Kan Renaissance Foundation honoring me this time to present to you on what our outreach is about. Please, it's just a short presentation, and it anchors what we want to do today. So those on the gallery, I would like you to be quiet for us, so that you hear what we are saying and participate fully. Yeah. Alright, so in Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation, there are several departments that are mixed in. One of the departments is the Community Empowerment Department, which is spearheading what we are doing today. And what we are spearheading today, the title for it is the Manifesto Outreach. And within this, we are really interested in shaping what manifestos are going to be. In many times, several communities, or maybe in schools, when a leader wants to pursue his goal, what he does is he has a manifesto he tells people. And the manifesto contains a list of things that the leader wants to do. But then the community empowerment department, our interest is to tell what the manifesto is about. Because most of the times, manifestos are only the read out goals and visions of people when they want to pursue something. But then for us as Afri-Kan Renaissance Foundation youth who are very energetic and enthusiastic about the development of Africa, we want to rethink about manifestos to be the actions themselves rather than the goals that have been set in the past waiting to be done in the now. So we are rather interested in setting the actions in the now. So we'll keep it going. So one word that I want us to use in this presentation is the word action. So our dear moderator helped us to understand or tell what the manifesto outreach slogan is, which is my voice matters but my action makes the difference. In this presentation, what I want us to look at is the word action. So action in itself is a noun, right? Yeah. But then if you think about the word action, whenever action manifests by a reason, it goes all the way into time to end in the time of the world. What I mean by that is that when somebody puts in an action today, for instance, you in here today, it has a way of shifting whatever you're going to do today that it affects from now to the end of the world. That is how action is powerful. And then I want us to also think about action as a continuous tense. Not to only think about an action as a noun, but let's think about an action as a continuous tense, such that when you act today, when you move any part of your body today, that action that your body, or the posture that your body gets, becomes a posture that is continuous. For instance, I would like us to look at maybe reading, learning. When you pick up your book to learn, isn't it? When you pick a book to learn, it's an act, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, when you pick a book to learn, when it's prepped,
and you pick your book to learn,
it is an act.
But then most of the time when you're thinking about making actions in our daily life, you don't think about it in such a way that it is a continuous thing.
The moment
you pick your book
and then you are reading, the knowledge now
pick into your head, or it grabs into your head,
becomes something that changes your perception, it changes your view, it adds values to you,
and then it doesn't end at maybe 6 a.m., 6 p.m., sorry, to 8 p.m.
That is the
duration of your prep.
But then
that knowledge that you acquire through that act of taking your book to learn goes a
long way
to affect that 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. where you pick your book to learn. That can affect you in the future. So most of the time when you think about the future, one most important thing you should think of is acting. Yeah. So
one thing that I want us
to look at is when you first act, what are some of the things that is important for us to look at? I want us to also think about action, relate action to this. Let's relate action to the struggle for independence in Ghana.
I know
we are all abreast of the history of Ghana, that Ghana was in slavery
under the
British rule, and then we gained independence. Two of us.
Yeah.
And I want us to think about that struggle for independence through Nkrumah and Co. as an act.
Okay. And now my question now is that first act of gaining independence for Ghana ever enough?
Or is there any reason for us to continuously act
that struggle?
Yeah, so that is one of the things I want us to look at today. And surprisingly, society has a way it adapts counteracting actions against, let's say, colonialism, and then rebirth a new colonialism. For instance, what I mean by this is that whenever you think about something and you want to do it and you act, the moment you act to change something, it doesn't end there. That thing you want to change by your ideas or by your thoughts, one way or the other, it changes. Please do you understand? So that means when you act in the first place, that first act shouldn't be enough. But then the moment you act positively, there should be a continuous positive actions over and over again, which implies that whenever there are problems in our societies, in our schools, or in our homes, and you act the first time, it is not enough. You have to act it until you leave the world. Just like our parents and us in the house. They may tell you, don't put the ladle here. But then when she says it once, although she's expecting that you pay attention to that and you don't repeat it, you find yourself doing it again. And it is the responsibility of the mother to now ask to you as a child to tell you, don't put it there again. So in thinking about making a difference through our action, one most important thing you should know is that when you act the first time, it is not enough. We have to constantly and continuously act it through of us. And because of this, relating this simple scenario to the state of Ghana, you realize somehow the independence is not totally complete. Why? Because that act, that Nkrumah was a package in itself. And if we fail as Ghanaians to constantly make that act, that's in quotes, independence we attained in that time will not be seen fully in the 21st century. So now, let's look at the act of acting. What does it mean to act? Not to bore you, the idea of acting want to hear is generally to make a difference in our society, to create a change in our society. So my objective is to answer the question, how do we act to make a change? So in the act of acting, I want us to think about general idea of sweeping the compound or clearing furniture every day. So I want us to assume that. Please let's reflect on thinking about sweeping the compound every day. I know the compound of Japan has been a boundary has been created to several houses.
each and every morning there are places this person has to go and clean and all that. I just want you to just reflect on that, and then think about that thing that you clean as an issue or as a problem. Maybe you are giving it right now, maybe you are giving in front of the assistant headmaster domestic bungalow or behind it. I just want you to think about that thing you have been cleaning every day. Please, when did you come to school? I mean this year. When did you come to school? What was the date or maybe the month you came to school? Come again. 26. How many of you have skipped your duty in the morning? Since you came, how many of you have skipped? I won't tell the senior stuff. How many of you have skipped? The work you have been doing every morning. How many of you have skipped? You would realize that thing you are cleaning, be it whatever. Every single time you clean by sunset, you would still have that thing again. And that is the way issues are. To think about leadership and to think about change. Change does not only happen with a single act. It is a constant act. Just like sweeping your room, cleaning your dormitories every morning. Actions as leaders or as changers or thinkers is every day. So we should not be comfortable with a single act, or we should also be comfortable of acting every single time. All right. So one thing about humans and all other living things don't just act. We adjust, we learn, we embrace, fail, we win, and then we act. One thing about change, or one of the things that Afri-Kan Renaissance Foundation are interested to do is not only the action, but then how we learn about the action. Many a times when we want to create change in our societies as young people, one of the things we fail to understand is that sometimes we fail. In that single action that you want to make, you fail. You would win at certain points in time. But then one most important thing is for us to think about independence. What would have happened if Nkrumah was so reluctant? He would say, Charlie, let's do this independence things tomorrow. Let's do it 10 years later. Let's do it 50 years later. What would have happened? It would have delayed the independence Ghana would have had. Many of us came into independence, two of us. So if this independence we are experiencing, we wouldn't have experienced it if Nkrumah was like a Lassiter. So one thing about actions is that when you create a positive act, you should make sure you learn from the act. Because the act in itself is going to tell you about where the problems is coming from and where the problems is also situated. And quickly, I just have only 2 minutes. I want us to also think about the next slide, please. I like us to also think about making a change through the new SHS curriculum that we now have. I know your curriculum has been changed, two of us. Our curriculum has been changed, two of us. I think the curriculum we went through is quite different from what we are doing. We now have the related learning area electives and other things like that. So we have a boarding scope. And the whole idea of the new curriculum is to make it adjustable to the 21st century skills and the businesses out there. One of the things I want you to know through this presentation is that although you may have varied fields where you choose to have maybe your programs of interest, it is also important for you to also note certain problems or issues in your community that you would like to learn from these electives to adjust to them or to change in your society. And in doing that, one way of learning I'll give to you is active and meaningful learning. Please, we shouldn't be so glued to the remote learning, which is the Babade kind of learning. When what is science? Science is so and so. In the 21st century, we are most important about creating knowledge. Tell your brother or sister, creating knowledge. Create knowledge. So one of the ways to also make change is to create knowledge. If the knowledge we are still using in the 21st century is what is coming from there, it is more or less insignificant in our time now. So as young people who are interested in making change, one of the things we can look at is to create knowledge. So collaborate with the scientists, collaborate with the general students, collaborate with the artists to be able to make that change we all want to see in our world. I just have some couple of pictures I want to show you, and I'll move from this thing. Please, let's move to the second slide. Good. This is the first one. This pictures of some group of people in Ghana. Maybe I know you may know them. They are called the Bastard Boys.
Please, have you heard of the Bastard Boys?
Yeah.
I want us to think about making an action or creating a change through the lives of these people. The Bastard Boys, the reason why I like them is because they are not paid by any organization. It is not a governmental institution. Maybe to clean the gutters. But there is a couple of people who wake up one day and they were like, there are certain places in Accra, there are certain places around that is not good. And we have to clean it up. And they went about with their tools, with their rakes, with their shovels, do this thing that they did. This is the second slide. This slide is very interesting to me. I hope this picture is very familiar to all of you. Most of the times in our communities, when we talk about communal labor, this is what we see, true or false. We mostly see this plastic, you and I through the gutters, being picked out from the gutter and placed just beside the gutter. What happens to it after 3 months? By 3 months' time, this same thing now moves into the gutter again. So it becomes cost 90. So in thinking about action, most of the time, you should be able to prospect into the future, look into the future, to see how we can really make an act which creates a big difference or make a real change. But then, although this thing which we do doing communal labor is not enough, it is also a way to inspire. The next slide. Good. So now this is the other step the Bastard Boys has done. Previously in communal labor, what we do is that we just clear the things from the gutter and put it just by the gutter. But then what did the Bastard Boys come to do? The other thing is that they now move on from just moving the rubbish to the side of the gutter to now put them in collecting bags where they can now take all of the refuse from the gutter and from the sides of the gutter and take them far away maybe to the refuse dump. So in making action, one most important thing is your effort may not be enough. You may not have the right resources to do it. But then when you make that change, it becomes a sense of inspiration for generations behind you to be inspired to do something far beyond what you are doing. May God bless us and help us. Thank you.
Such a great presentation from Mr. Mallet. Let's give to him again. Thank you so much for giving us this eye-opener on what true leadership is. Before we move on, I would like to address other dignitaries in our midst right here. We have with us Reverend Kennedy K. Chatting, the J&C coordinator. Welcome, sir. And again, we have Mr. Eje. He's one of our house masters. Welcome, sir. And again, even though he's not here, I would like to address him. The headmaster of the school, Mr. Benjamin Che Ampedu. He was my assistant headmaster academics back in CIMAS. And so please, sir, wherever you are, we thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to impact in your school as well. And so we've had a short presentation mainly on leadership, and we branched a bit into communal labor. We would like to delve much deeper into these topics. And so I'd like to invite on the stage to join me our panelists for this program. Without much ado, I would like to call upon Mr. Mallet Daniel Bechet. He's one of our panelists. Let's kindly give it up to him. Again, let's welcome Mr. Cosmos Abeku Ochre. Welcome, sir. And finally, to our last panelist, let's welcome Honorable Elisha Supir. Welcome, sir. And I must say, all of these people are very great people in our various communities. Like wherever they find themselves, they are actually making impact there. Like Mr. Elisha, like this, he was the past KNUST Speaker of Parliament. Mr. Cosmos right here. He is a researcher. He is a financial specialist. And again, he is the manager for the Department of Agriculture and Activism in African Excel Renaissance Foundation. And Mr. Mallet right here, he is our vice president for the entire foundation. And so we are honored to have you all here as our panelists to grace this occasion. So let's quickly delve deeper. So please, students, I would like you to do something for us. Kindly pay rapt attention to whatever that is going to happen here, to all the engagement and everything. And at any point in time, if you have a question, kindly alert our gentleman right here, our gentleman in the white shirt, in the white t-shirt, and you will alert me, and your answer will truly be answered. Your question, sir. Thank you so much for coming here to pour on us the knowledge you've accumulated as far as leadership and of course Manifesto is concerned. Please, are we ready? Great. And so my first question goes to Mr. Elisha. We would want to know what role does collective ownership and responsibility play in effective leadership, and how can this be applied to broader leadership context beyond just communal labor?
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm very glad to be present here today to share my thoughts on what I know about leadership and then to help you the way I can. Yeah, so with regards to the question you have asked, basically it's about collective responsibility and then communal activities. So I would want to say that collective responsibility is when everybody feels that they have a role to play in the success of a particular activity. It's when each and everybody found in a particular group know that they have to do something to make sure that the group succeeds. So basically, if you go to your classrooms, please, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So please, as much as possible, let's kindly keep our voices down so we can hear exactly what you're saying, please.
Yes, so I will do my best to make sure that I am louder as possible. So what I was saying is that basically the question is about collective responsibility. And I want to give an example. You go to your classrooms and then you see that your classroom is dirty. You see that it's not swept. And then you think that it is the role of the class prefect to make sure the class is swept. Or it is the role of the person on duty to make sure the class is swept. That is not collective responsibility. Collective responsibility is when every student in that class thinks or know that the tidy nature of the classroom is their responsibility. So when you go to classroom and you see that the class is dirty, you don't look for the classroom or the class monitor to tell him that the class is dirty. It's your responsibility to make sure that the class is clean. Are we together? That is what collective responsibility is. So basically it's not about the leader only, or it's not about someone who leads. It's about everybody that is found in a particular group. You are in your dormitory, and the dormitory is very dirty, and you don't know who to shoot the dorm. The dorm is dirty, and then everybody is comfortable. Everybody is in their various corner. Nobody cares about the debt in the dormitory. That is not collective responsibility. Collective responsibility is that it should be the responsibility or maybe the duty of everybody to make sure that the class is swept. Are we together? So basically what I'm saying is that you don't push the responsibility to your leaders alone. You don't push the responsibility of discipline to your senior prefect or your vice prefect alone. Everybody found in a particular classroom is to ensure that there is discipline in their various classes. It's not only the school prefect.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elisha. Mr. Cosmos, your thoughts on this topic.
Thank you, my
moderator.
I would like to
use this opportunity to
thank
the management of the ARF
and the
school management as well for giving us this opportunity. My co-panelists, thank you as well for joining me here. I hope to learn today.
And so please, on the subject matter of collective ownership and responsibility, my early panelist has done justice to that, but I'll add quite a few onto it. So then, to just understand the concept of collective ownership, it means that you know that the community is not for somebody. It is not for the rich nor for the poor. It is not for the well-to-do nor for the ones who are suffering to make a living in that society. It is for each and every one of us. So then wherever you find yourself, be it in the school, be it at home, the home is not just for your parents, it is for you as well. Probably even when you are deceased, you are the one going to inherit that. And so you know that whatever action or whatever effect that is being seen consequentially in the house or wherever you are affects you as well. So then this question is supposed to present with knowledge that wherever you are, you should be mindful that your actions, your intentions, whatever you do affects you and others. Okay? There should be no thoughts that for this particular thing I can allow it for, I can allow it degrade, I can allow it spoil, I can allow it just go to, in fact, just be refused or dumb. Because if it falls, you are also falling. Whatever effect that you are creating in your own small way affects you and affects your community in a large scale. So I want you to be oriented that way, that as you are in a community, I know that in Ghana here and in every part of the world, nobody is ever happy or feeling that I have all that I need in this environment. We are all fighting to make it better as at when we see the better ones. Okay? We are fighting to make it the best. And so each and every time our actions, our words are supposed to be carefully chosen and carefully conducted, knowing that we face the consequences of it on a larger scale.
Thank you so much. Now to our next question, Mr. Mallet, we want to know how can the principles of communal labor, such as collective action, mutual support, and shared benefits, be scaled up or replicated in larger leadership contexts, such as organizations or government?
Please, thank you so much for the question, and thank you for having me. One thing that moves collective ownership is for us to understand that within our communities there are classes. So in the submission of Mr. Cosmos, he said that in collective ownership, one thing you should understand is the community does not necessarily belong to the rich or the poor. Everybody in the community, no matter your class, the community is for you. So one of the ways to scale up collective ownership and then communal labor is for us to understand that whoever that is in a particular position, whether you rich because most of the time it is privileged people. Let me put it that way. It is mostly privileged people. Wherever you are, try as much as possible that the privileges that you have as either an intellectual, as either a thinker, maybe as a literate, you collaborate with people who are either less privileged or privileged alike to be able to come to a consensus and do whatever you want to do. So one key thing is to collaborate, to merge, try as much as possible, clear differences. Thank you.
To collaborate, to merge, and to create change. Thank you so much, Mr. Mallet. Mr. Elisha, your thoughts on this question?
Okay, thank you very much. So what I will say is that it's basically about involving your subordinates in decision making. It's basically about taking the ideas or the thoughts of the people you work with. If you are a chief in your community and every decisions that are supposed to bother the community, only you take this and you don't consult with your subordinates. That is not good leadership. So you need to take the ideas of your subordinates, those who are under you. They may be under you, but they might know something you don't know. And I want to give an example as if the government wants to build a hospital for a particular community, the government has to first do engagement to see if the hospital is what the people really need.
maybe the hospital is not what the people need. The people need good drinking water. There's a good drinking water they don't have. That's what makes them fall sick all the time. So now if the government does not take the decisions of the community members, the opinion leaders, see what is their challenge in the community, and then he goes to build a hospital. Meanwhile, their challenge in the community is good drinking water. It doesn't really solve the problems in the community. So basically, if you are a leader, you need to take the ideas of your subordinates. Make sure that they contribute to the issues on board, and then it makes the work easier. Thank you.
Great. Achiame. Okay. You see, I know you all can relate to this. Most of the time, we are made to believe, of course, it is actually so that there are certain challenges that comes with it when you are working with people. Yes, if you are working alone, it is your mind, your intellect, and everything you are doing with. But then, the moment there is a second party, a third party, the moment there is a group that you are meant to work with, challenges begin to come up. In the case that this is you have your likes, you have your dislikes. These are other people, and as humans, we have an individual difference. Even as twins, they don't share the same common interest. And so today, we would like to ask our panelists, and this question is first of all to Mr. Cosmos, that what are some challenges that might arise when working together as a group, and how can leaders overcome these challenges to achieve their goals?
Thank you once again. Ms. Moderator Agnes. Thank you. I would like to go back to speak a bit about the earlier subjects that was asked. I prepared something for us. And so I believe that we all learned into data science, isn't it? It's a core subject, right? And so we all did the scientific method or the scientific process, okay? And I believe that we're born into this society to make practice of that scientific method. Now, what did we learn about the scientific method? We said there should be problem identification, there should be hypothesis making, there should be experimentations, there should be data analysis, and then conclusions, and after that we implement the final ideas, isn't it? Now, I want us to move in our environment using this particular process. Everybody that is born on planet Earth should now be problem solution oriented. What do I mean by this? As you are walking through the environment, as you are in the house, wherever you find yourself, you should be noticing problems. This is what makes you special. Notice problems, bring up hypotheses that are viable solutions, try them in your own small way. There was a movie called The Boy Who Can. What's that movie before? The Boy Who Can. Yes. So a guy in a normal society suffering from water shortage, and a guy in his own small capacity gathers from the downside whatever materials he wants to make, and then brings the solution to the whole community. And so that little boy's idea, finding a problem, making hypothesis, guessing that this might be the right solution to it. He experimented, drew conclusions, and realized that if I should implement on a larger scale, the whole community is going to benefit. That is how I want us to be arranged. Now, back to my question. On the subject of the problems being faced on the levels of leadership, one of the biggest problems are conflicting goals and conflicting visions. So now, as a leader, when I come to the class, I say that today we are supposed to engage in a class cleanup exercise. I have some of the people in the class telling me that today that is what I planned for. I came to do something else. You cannot change my schedule for today. Now, it would mean that we have lost the impact that person could have added to the vision. Okay? So then, how do we correct that? First of all, as a leader, you would have to establish a clear goal and expectation. The people that you are leading, they must have a see through your eyes. I want you to take this from here. Everybody is a follower onto your vision. Must see through your eyes. That means much as you are seeing this, they also see things, and even see beyond it to present you better perspectives. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then, the leadership today we are going to Tapo Market to go and get football for the school, and then the followers are also saying that. The followers are also saying that I want to do something different. There should not be something like that. We should all collectively come to form the goal. And when you are forming the goal or the expectation, the people should understand why that goal is necessary. Oftentimes, when we say we are cleaning up the school, people might say that I don't want to join up the cleanup exercise. Why? They do not have the dexterity of the essence of the cleaning up the school. If they should engage in that, if they should know that this is what affects me if I do not do that practice, they would want to do it willingly and not be forced as followers. Thank you so much.
Wow, a great presentation right there. And so, Nana Kwame, are you ready? Achiame, do we have some questions? One question, no, I'm actually posing a question to you all. What are some misconceptions you've heard about leaders? Let me explain a bit. You see, most of the times as students, sometimes even as class prefects, perhaps you want to run for a position in the school, you would want to be the boys prefect, the health prefect, the house prefect or whatever. There are certain ideologies that have already been built up in us as people. And so I want to know, what are some misconceptions, what are some misinformation that we have about leadership? What are certain things we hear that are negative about leaders, that sometimes limit us from taking up these roles? Please, the microphone is going around, and so let's be engaged as soon as possible. Okay. You mention your name and you ask your question.
Hello. My name is Emmanuel Boni, and I wanted to ask the question: why are leaders sometimes lackadaisical when their members take the responsibility on themselves, doing all the work while the leader sits back and enjoy the benefits? Sometimes you see a class prefect doing all kind of stuff which you don't even see to it as a leader should be doing such things. And let's take it for example, when a class is not swept and a member of the class sweeps the class, where those who are on duty do not do it. It's like when the leader comes in, he doesn't confront those who are in duty to do it, but will rather tell the class whether to stay cool with the situation. And when it happens again, the class is forced to hold the punishment for those who are on duty. How do I get an answer to that?
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel. Any other questions? So Emmanuel's question will go to Mr. Elisha. So any other questions, please? We'd like to take all your questions and address them exhaustively. Questions? Achiame, you know, by just your slogan, we are meant to know that you are people who can really talk, right? And so please, as much as possible, ask questions. There is somebody, okay.
Please, my name is Yvonne Ayama.
Your name again, please?
Yvonne. Yes, please. Please, one thing I do not understand is sometimes, let's take the school for instance, when students are going for vetting to be elected as prefect and other stuff. I am not using only my school, but let's take it in general. Sometimes those doing the vetting, they have interest for some certain students, of which their capacity does not fit into rate as the person to become the boys prefect or the girls prefect. But because there is that kind of favoritism, they give that person the chance to become the prophet. And whenever the person is given the opportunity as the girls prefect or the boys prefect, the person is not able to address issues concerning students and other stuff, our nation in general. During the election, instead of the people to go and vote willingly for the people they want, because of corruption, they will be doing, take this and vote for me, take that and vote for me. And at the end of the day, it will go all the way around to affect the citizens in the country.
Thank you so much, Ms. Yvonne. And so Ms. Yvonne's question is going to Mr. Cosmos. And final question, the last question. Okay, we have one right there.
A question again. Why do leaders don't like stepping down whenever they are criticized of not taking up their responsibilities?
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. I like you. Let's give it up to him. And so Mr. Emmanuel's question is also going to Mr. Mallet. So please, let's start with Mr. Elisha.
Hello. Thank you very much. Before I come to answer his question, I would like to ask you a question. How many of us here are leaders? Let me see by hand. If you are a leader and you are here, let me see your hand. Okay, I can see the front bench. All of them, their hands are up. Now the back. Let me see by hand if you are a leader. Okay, I can see quite a few hands. Okay, let me see by hands who want to be leaders. If you want to be a leader, let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. So those whose hands are not up, you don't want to be leaders. Okay, thank you very much. So before I answer his question, I want to say this. Leadership is not just about occupying a position. Leadership is not just about holding a title. Those who raise their hands as leaders, I'm sure they are in one way or another holding positions. That's why they raise their hands. That's good. It's one form of being a leader. Those who have not raised your hands, some of you are leaders, but you don't know you are leaders. You think that occupying a position is a leader, or holding a position is playing the role of a leader, and that's not. Leadership is service. Leadership is when you serve your people. Leadership is when you have influence over people. So when you have an issue, maybe when your colleague has an issue, and the person comes for advice, in that circumstance, you are playing the role of a leader. If you are an intelligent student and maybe you are helping a student who is not very intelligent as you, you are in that circumstance playing the role of a leader. You are making the person, you are helping the person to come up in development. So basically, that is it. You are not a leader just because you occupy positions. Yes, you occupy a position, you are a leader. But in circumstances where you don't occupy a position, but you offer service to your colleagues, you are playing the role of leadership. So coming to his question, he asked why some leaders are not proactive. And then when a class is not served, the leader comes in, and instead of attacking those who are supposed to serve the class, the leader will not say anything like that, and then in the end, the whole class is punished. So I will say that sometimes you don't lead by being in front. You lead by staying at the back and let the subordinates get the opportunity to also develop their leadership potentials. You give the opportunity to your subordinates to also serve, and in the act of service, they develop their capacities. So when you see a leader who is not taking actions, and those behind him or those subordinates are taking actions, it's not necessarily that the leader is not working. Maybe he has given the opportunity to subordinates also work. So where's the school prefect? Okay, so where's the assistant? So the school prefect. You have assistants, school prefect and others. Yeah, so when you don't see your school prefect acting, and then you see the assistant school prefect or the girls prefect acting, it doesn't mean that your school prefect is a lazy leader or a non-proactive leader. Probably he has given the opportunity to subordinates to also serve, so that he is behind and watch and see how they do. That's one aspect. And then why a leader would not attack those who are to see the class, and then he leaves them. You see, sometimes when somebody does wrong and then approach the person as in the presence of everyone, it doesn't show respect. So if somebody offends you, or maybe the person is supposed to do something, and you as a leader, you didn't see the person do that thing, it's not good to approach the person in the presence of everybody. You let the person, maybe call the person to your office, if you have an office, maybe in a secret place or something, and tell the person that what the person did is bad, and that thing shouldn't repeat again. So maybe you didn't see the leader attacking those who are teaching the class in your presence, but probably behind the scenes, he has done that. That notwithstanding, if you are a leader, you are not proactive. If you are a leader, you are lazy, it's bad. You shouldn't be a lazy leader. It shouldn't be someone who would not know what you're doing. If the class is supposed to be served, make sure the class is swept. But if it's not swept, make sure that it doesn't repeat again. Make sure you speak to those who are to the class, and next time it doesn't repeat again. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much. To Mr. Cosmos, could you kindly repeat the question that you want tackled?
Okay. Thank you once again to my moderator and the lady that asked the particular question.
And so the question was basically on the subject of discrimination and favoritism in elections for leadership positions. So let's imagine that I am going for a position as let's say a school prefect, or let's say, let me maximize the impact. I want to be a president, okay? And I am able to find my way in bribing the whole of Ghana to vote for me, not even understanding my mission, not knowing my capacity to serve that particular prospective ideas that I'm foretelling. And so what happens is that I feel that I already gave Mr. In fact, in this constituency, they should have elected me as a DC. Let's take like that. I already gave this man 5,000 Ghana cedis. Vote him B8. I also gave this man 7,000 Ghana cedis. Vote him, let's say, a Tundra. Now, when I come in power, originally I was not supposed to buy anything for them. So when I come to have that position, what do I now do? I now tend to recover whatever I spent in the election process. So that the leaders that are now instated in the positions now feel that they have nothing to owe to the people again. They are giving them all that they are supposed to receive. And so I believe that this particular action, the best way to solve it is for the normal or the citizens of the society to have understanding about what they want and who leaders are supposed to be. Just imagine if a DC should come to you that, oh, please, I am going to be voted into power. I want you to vote for me. Can you take this 5,000 Ghana cedis and you just vote for me? Then just imagine that normal citizen asking that particular DC that, what do you take me for? Why are you bribing me? Do I have to be bribed to vote for you? What are the things you are going to do for me? What is your capacity to serve those things you are talking about? Those are the things you are expecting a normal person of the society to do. But then if you don't do that, then your leaders also feel like, I can take advantage of your ignorance and then depend on that to also have whatever I want. So the normal citizens of the society can understand leadership and go in for what they want without favoritism or discrimination.
We should go in for what we want and ignore favoritism. So to our last question, Mr. Mallet, kindly repeat the question and answer for us.
If I remember clearly, he asked of why certain leaders are being criticized and yet they don't step down the positions they have.
Okay.
It depends on most of the time, this judgment you are talking about may be a negative one, of course. But then most of the time, they want to try to redeem their image most of the time. And then in certain cases, there may not be any person who is trying to challenge the fact that you can also bring certain positive attitudes or positive characters out there. And most of the time, it also depends on the systems at play. The systems at play is very important. And most of the time, people also willing to take over who have positive attitudes are also important at a point in time. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. And to the ones who asked questions, Mr. Emmanuel and Miss Yvonne, kindly enter the program. Kindly see Mr. Cosmos for a short discussion. And so thank you all our panelists. I hope we learned something, right? Personally, what I've learned today is I don't have to get a leadership position before I call myself a leader. If I've been able to convince somebody to take his bath, if I've been able to convince somebody to do something positive, if I've been able to speak to the entire class to keep quiet because the teacher is about to come in and teach, then I can be a leader. And so today I want to challenge the status quo that being a leader is not only about holding a position, but it's also about you serving in your own way. Thank you so much, our panelists. Thank you for giving us this knowledge. And so let's give it up to them as they take their seats. Mr. Mallet, Mr. Cosmos, and Mr. Elisha. Thank you all so much. Okay, also we are coming to the end of the program. But then, let me see if you remember motto, my manifesto. Wow, I thought you guys are going to forget. Well, indeed. My manifesto. Indeed, our voice matters, but our actions make the difference. And so at this juncture, As we said earlier, this foundation is Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation. And so we have a leadership board. And so I would like to invite upon the president, the vision bearer, the main leader, the pioneer, the pathfinder of this particular vision. And so please, I would like us all to give a resounding round of applause to our president, Mr. Andrews Ejapon, the president of the Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation. He is accompanied by the secretary, Mr. Kokba. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, students. It's a great privilege for me to stand before you today. To the respected head teacher, headmaster of this school, the heads of this school as well, the members of the department, the distinguished guests, and most importantly, the brilliant young minds set before me today. It is an honor to stand before you on behalf of the new Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation. We are here not simply to present an idea, but to begin a conversation, one that places you at the center of Ghana's unfolding story. I am not here as a guest, I am here as one of you. I did not grow up with everything. I did not arrive here from comfort or ease. I have known hunger. I have studied under weak light. I have walked dusty roads with empty pockets, but full of hearts. I know what it feels like to carry a dream in a world that doesn't always believe in you. This gathering is titled My Manifesto Outreach, but I want to be clear, that is not a political exercise. That is not about lofty declarations or ceremonial speeches. That is about truth, and that is about agency. It is about what must change and who must change it. You've heard many promises, so have I, but promises has never built a nation. People do. People who are brave enough to take up responsibilities, even when all odds are against them. And that responsibility now rests on your shoulders. Students of Jachie Pramso Senior High. You are leaders of today, not the leaders of tomorrow. You are this generation, not the next generation. You are not leaders in waiting, you are leaders in training. What you build in yourself today, what will either save this country or put it in jeopardy. We often talk about Ghana like something separate from us, but Ghana is not a flag. It is not just the name on a passport, nor is it the coat of arms. Ghana is used right before me. And if you are broken, Ghana is broken. If you rise, Ghana rises. This moment demands more than applause. It demands an action. Love for your country is not just in singing the anthem. It is in how you carry yourself when no one is watching. This is true patriotism. Love for Africa is not about remembering our heroes. It is in becoming what they fought for. So I challenge you today, students of this school. Don't accept mediocrity, not from your leaders and not from yourself. Don't sit in silence while things fall apart. Don't let your youth become an excuse. Let it be a weapon. Because we need a new kind of leadership. Not the loudest voice, not the one with the biggest title, but the one who shows up, hears quietly, and stays rooted in principles. Let the world know that greatness can rise from Jachie Pramso Senior High. Let Ghana know that this hope is still alive, and it is sitting right here before me, in these uniforms and in this room. And let this be a quiet rebellion, not in anger, but in truth and in wisdom, against every expectation that belittles you. And let history remember this generation, not as one who waited, but as ones who woke up and took up a pause. Because yes, your voice matters, but it is your action that will make the difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you so much, Mr. President. And so at this juncture, Mr. President would like to address all the departments under Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation.
Alright, so like we said from the beginning, the program has already ended. And then there's just a very short information for you. So we are people from the Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation. We are students like you know, most of us completed school not long ago. And some of us too are alumni of KBS University. So this organization is made up of 3 departments. We have the Afri-Kan, like you can see from here. We have the Agriculture and Activism. Their logos are displayed here. And we have the Community Empowerment Department. So it is the Community Empowerment Department that is spearheading this particular initiative, the outreach program. So without much ado, in a space of a minute, I would like to call upon the heads of department of these department within the foundation. So I'll call them to come and join me on stage. And I would like to call the vice to join us here as well.
My name is Kwame, the head of the faculty for community empowerment, and seek to empower the youth and drive change that is community empowerment.
Okay, my name is Afri-Kan. I'm the head of the Department for African Culture and Activism. And so this is an advocative and activism group that we seek to make our voices heard in any area possible, that we seek to create change, not just beyond, not only in our voices, but beyond it through our actions as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for the opportunity. I am Jachie Pramso, and I happen to be the head of department for the Afri-Kan Valley. And so our key objective is to create an ecosystem, an African ecosystem of entrepreneurs, innovators, and people that are not settling for less. Thank you so much.
Hello, the person of Prosper and I am the secretary for Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation. What I seek to do is to take the necessary records or to take records on the necessary information of the foundation. Thank you.
So I'm in the person of Jachie Pramso, and I'm the deputy vice for the Afri-Kan Valley. And just as my head said, we aim to create an ecosystem to help students thrive and attain success. Thank you very much.
Thank you all once again. I am Jachie Pramso. I happen to be the vice president of the foundation. We essentially wanted to introduce ourselves to you so that you wouldn't say it is an old people. It is just young people like us that are trying to bring about a conversation. We love you all, your cherish you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that was the display of the various departments right there. And so please, as I said earlier, if you have any interest in any of the departments at all, kindly see the respected head right after the program and take the way forward. Because right after SHS, we are coming to the university, right? And so as much as possible, it's highly expedient that you join some of these groups and explore more. And so we have to make a very short presentation to the school. The school gave us a wonderful opportunity to make impact on the school and also impacted as well. And so we are so much grateful. And so therefore at this juncture, I would like to call upon the chairperson of the program, Mrs. Margaret from Andrews, our assistant headmistress domestic. And so, representatives of Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation kindly come up stage and make the presentation. Let's give it up to them. To our FRC President, who doubles as the head boy, kindly get ready for the closing remarks. Okay, so the presentation from we Afri-Kan Excel Renaissance Foundation to the school, and we are making it through assistant headmistress domestic Mrs. Margaret from Andrews. Thank you so much, DAPAS. Thank you, administrators. Thank you, headmasters, teachers, and to you, fellow students, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. And so we are wrapping up very quickly. Yes, I would like to acknowledge the presence of one of our teachers here, Mr. Stephen Owusu-Amankwa, the HOD for Science. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so to our FRC President, can we have you on stage? Okay, can you give us the closing remark? Such a fine gentleman, accompanied by his cohort. Wow, I love your leadership. Give it up to him.
Thank you very much.
Achiame.
Thank you, his wife.
Alright. It has been a successful journey, and I would like to give the closing remarks to my heads, the staff presence, the stage guests, esteemed people over here, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. As a voice prefect, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the educational seminar and my leaders. We've learned a lot about what they came to entertain us about. And then, so much engagement and enthusiasm. We remember the valuable lessons and insights shared today. And guys, making it possible for us to entertain ourselves. There's one thing that we will log into. My fellow students and graduates over here, we actually apply the knowledge and skills gained today to make a positive impact in our school and beyond. Let us strive to lead us to embody integrity, empathy, and innovation. The voice prefect, I pledge to work tightly with my team to promote a culture of excellence, inclusive and service together. I let us harness our collective potential to make our school a beacon of hope and leadership. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to give to us.
Thank you so much, Honorable Edwin and Mrs. Covert. Thank you so much for that wonderful closing remark. You see, I told you, when we started the program, the heat was coming from only this side and it's still the same. Let's go again. Achiame. It's not changing. Achiame. Okay, right. Thank you all so much. As said earlier, we started the program with God, and so we are ending it with God. And so, if you have Islamic church today here, kindly come up stage and give us the closing prayer. Let's give it up for him.
Thank you, Miss Agnes. I'd like us to close our eyes for a short prayer. Oh, gracious God, we thank you for this wonderful program. We pray that your hand is on the students and whatever impartation that they have to receive as this service is over, they have it in you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Geha. So please, we are not done. We are not done. And so your moderator right here, I go by the name Miss Agnes from Afri-Kan. I would like to leave you with just one quote. Stay strong, do no wrong, and stay long to where you belong. We'll catch you another time. Thank you all so much.